Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back in another video, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the fact that Victory Saber's funding has ended and it has reached its goal. We're going to be talking to you guys about what could be the future of Hasbro, and we're also going to talk about whether or not action figures are going to be readily available for the holiday season with everything else going on in the world. And I've got some other good news to share with you as well, so stay tuned. So sit back, relax, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon, becoming a channel member, or purchasing some merch, such as my brand new Con World Order or my Friendosaurus t-shirt today. And the first thing that I want to talk to you guys today about is some of the bad news. I figure I'll start with the bad and then I'll move on to the good, because trust me, you'll want to hear about the good stuff too. But it's with much sadness that we have to report that Hasbro's CEO, Brian Goldner, has passed away at age 58. He had prostate cancer that he was battling since 2014. And unfortunately, he had left for medical leave back, I believe it was on Sunday, and then he died 2 days later. And then it's like, it was a shock. It was like, you know, you were like, man, he just went real quick. And for a lot of people who know who Brian Goldner was, a lot of people have fond memories of him. Now, whether or not you look at him and he's like, he's a CEO, so why should we stop? Let's stop. Let's mourn for him and his family, because cancer sucks, and that's just the bottom line. The other thing to take note of, he is one of the guys that was the influence, basically, what got the first live-action Transformers film onto the silver screen in 2007 as he was working for the company. He had pushed for what at the time was going to be a G.I. Joe film. And the G.I. Joe film at the time was like, okay, well, this is not the time to release it because of certain real-world events. And so they reconfigured that script and reconfigured that movie into a Transformers movie. Yes, that is kind of some of the backstory behind the first live-action Transformers movie. It was supposed to be a G.I. Joe movie. And because G.I. Joe is Hasbro's #1 brand, right? But he was executive producer for pretty much every single live-action Transformers film. Following it, he became the CEO of Hasbro in 2008. And he also, his daughter was the voice of Cyberwarp in Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015. And I think it was the final 2 episodes. I think it was the 2-part episode where she was the one that didn't, believe in Cyclonus's, hostile takeover of the planet. And so, obviously there's much sadness there because, everything is interconnected in that way. So, my condolences to his family. Now, I don't want to dive into any real-world politics here. This is not really my purpose of why I am sharing this story with you, but nothing left with fear. Vietnam's factory crisis worsens. So everybody who's worried about the pandemic right now, whether or not there's ups and downs and the global crisis is causing like shortages everywhere. You have Nike and Adidas who manufacture there. Hasbro manufactures in Vietnam. Yeah. So that means that manufacturing in Vietnam is slowed down a lot because, in Vietnam, they're deathly afraid of this. This is a week ago, that everybody's still around on masks and they're taking temperatures, and what have you, because they're afraid. And it's understandable, right? It's understandable that this is going on. But this affects, the supply of stuff worldwide. This is why prices of stuff is going up. This is kind of why there's just a shortage of stuff coming out of the stuff that we want to collect. Because, you take a look at something like this. Big Bad Toy Store has a bunch of different Transformers, obviously for sale. You take a look at something like the Sweep. And here the Sweep is not coming until January. People are finding the Sweep on store shelves, which is kind of weird. But if you're trying to order it directly from one of these online retailers, they're pushed back. And half of that also has to do with nearly 500,000 shipping containers are stuck off the coast of Southern California. This is not a, fake news kind of thing. This is what's affecting everything. It's not just the toys that we collect. It's also the You know, the food that we eat that gets shipped from different places. You know, and I don't, obviously we know that we do have like you know, food grown, but there's also a trucker shortage. And so all of this stuff is affecting us in real world events. So when you take a look at something like this, like on Entertainment Earth, you know, that the deluxe TFCON Gnaw, which apparently is appearing again at Big Lot stores, is not going to be at Entertainment Earth until December. Now, Entertainment Earth comes, you know, ships out of California. So that shipping container stuff, that directly affects Entertainment Earth, but you can still order them. You're still going to get the stuff. It's just that it's going to take longer. And if you're trying to buy stuff in time for Christmas, that's really where, I mean, or whatever, if holiday you celebrate in December, you know, and if you're going to be giving gifts around that time of year, then you're going to have a hard time collecting this stuff or buying this stuff for your kids, whether it's not just Entertainment Earth, but any other, you know, shipping place. And it kind of stinks. And I know this is like first world problems, but it's a first world problem that's also affecting everything else. So the best thing that I can say for right now, at least as far as what we see and what's going on in the world right now, relax. Don't let this stuff become as more frustrating than it already is. Yes, scalpers are a problem. Yes, you know, stores are not ordering enough. Yes, that's a problem. Yes, online retailers just, you know, are not able to keep up with the demand. Yes, that's a problem. The shipping issues are a problem. But so is the pandemic. That's everybody's still afraid of this stuff. And, you know, with the world gripped in fear, you're just going to obviously have slowdowns of everything. So I'm trying to keep positive among this. We can still watch our favorite Transformers cartoons. You can still watch your favorite YouTubers make content on YouTube and try to keep everybody entertained as much as we can and remain as positive as we possibly can, because at the end of the day, you know, that's the best that we can do. Now, to shift on to bigger and better news, I will, of course, be at TFCON next weekend, which is the same weekend, unfortunately, as PulseCon. So when PulseCon is announcing their stuff for Transformers, I'm going to try and see what I can do about, you know, getting that information to you guys. But I'm going to be at TFCon, so anybody who is going there in Baltimore next weekend, I will not only be there as a guest, I will not only be there, as a guest, I will not only be there as an attendee, I will not only be there, you know, cruising the show floor, but also I'm on a panel on Friday night. So as you can see, right after the opening ceremony, they're going to have the Transformers Podcasters Roundtable is going to be at 7 p.m. on Friday night. At 8 p.m. will be the opening ceremony, and at 8:10, right directly following that opening ceremony, I, along with Patriot Prime, Bert the Stormtrooper, and Deluxe Baldwin, and a bunch of us others who we're going to call out names. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's really about trying to bring us all together, and this is kind of what I was talking about. Why I brought up the bad news about the toys is because I want us as a Transformers community to be able to come together. Yes, we have our differences. Some of you like Michael Bay's Transformers movies. Some of you like Generation 1. Some of you like Transformers Prime. Some of you guys like Cyberverse, and some of you guys love the Unicron trilogy. We're all allowed to like different and animated. Let me not miss one, right, before anyone starts calling me out on stuff. But we can like different Transformers series and still enjoy it together and come together and enjoy the franchise as a whole and as human beings and be kind to one another and be awesome to one another. And that is really what this panel basically is going to start off with. Because if you're familiar with a lot of our live streams, we usually don't stay on topic. Maybe you might see somebody doing that one chip challenge, or was it the Pock years or something like that. Like they're gonna end up doing something like that. That'll be ended up pretty funny. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be a lot of fun, and anybody who goes there this weekend will have a lot of fun. Yes, there are restrictions on things that we can do, and we still have to wear masks around the show floor, and you know that kind of thing. But we're still going to try our best to have a good time while we're there. Don't let's actually do what this panel is supposed to be about, how the pandemic has brought us together as a community. So that's what this panel is about. And further good news, those of us who have backed Transformers Victory Saber have very good news. It exceeded its goals. I think they inserted a lot of the Japanese fans, who had funded it as well. So it ended up being over 27,000 funders have backed this thing. It's fully funded. All three tiers are unlocked. So everything from the stand to the blast effects to the V-Lock cannon and the shield, it all comes, and the 2 Micromasters, everything comes in there. And so you don't have to worry about not getting it if you ordered already. It's saying it's going to be estimated shipping in winter of 2022. So it is going to be a year out. They're going to have to manufacture it, which again, caused by the whole slowdown of everything going on. It's going to take a while until this thing is made and it's painted and we get the final images of what the final design is going to look like, because we see the painted prototype, and this is something that I'm really hoping that the painted prototype is as complete as the final model that we get in our hand, and that there's not any missing paint details or missing parts somewhere. That that's just something that, as somebody who backed it myself, I want to make sure that everybody who paid for this thing gets what they paid for out of it. And on top of that, if you missed out on this opportunity, I have no doubt in my mind that places like Big Bad Toy Store, places like maybe like, I don't know, Entertainment Earth, they may have put a small number aside for those of you to purchase. But the $180 that you would have spent if you had backed it during this whole campaign, you're going to be spending more. You're going to be spending more in order to be getting it from any of those online retailers. And then, of course, there's going to be the people who bought 5 of them with the intentions of keeping 1, and they ended up selling 4 of them online for like $300, $400. This is going to end up happening for a lot of people, which is kind of stinks, because it stinks for people who really want this character and wanted this figure, and for whatever reason we're not able to get it, and now the aftermarket is the only thing where you're going to be able to get your hands on this figure. But at the end of the day, I am still pleased that this had actually reached reached its goal, and everybody who wants one, who wanted one and backed it, is getting one. That is the good thing, and it's coming with all of its accessories. It would be nice if there was a 4th surprise tier. That would be cool as well. But I hope to see everybody at TFCON, and I want to know what you guys think about this Transformers news. I'm sorry it's not the most upbeat video that I normally make, but I do have more toy reviews that are coming down the pipeline. I also have retrospectives, discussions, everything. All it's coming down the pipeline for this channel, so you can stay tuned for all of that. So, of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe, and check out my other videos as well. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.